Good morning, Festival. We're back in Los Angeles. 20 days later. It's all over. On January 9th, 2013, I and my intrepid friends loaded into a tour bus and went across the country. In each city, I got drunk and talked into a microphone for anywhere from 50 to 350 people who had all shown up because they liked my podcast, Harmontown. I crowd surfed pantsless and signed people's clothes while they were wearing them, drank moonshine, blacked out. I just remember collapsing onto a table full of hot wings. Seeing so much art drawn by people who are so good at things that I'm not good at, celebrating the things that I do. I made my girlfriend cry, babbled incoherently, performed topless. I've hugged people whose bodies were shaking because they were so excited to be hugged. What did I learn? Were you here all night? That's great, because you're making a documentary about me, and now you have a shot of me getting into my car, as if there's no camera in it. Is this going to be the beginning of the movie, or are you going to start it with all of my friends saying bad things about me?
Tell me who Dan is. Yes, tell me who Dan is.
Who's Dan Harmon?
Dan Harmon is...
Dan Harmon is a very complex individual.
I don't know. Have other people been able to describe Dan? Have you gotten a concise, accurate description?
I definitely think you're going to get a lot of different answers to who is Dan Harmon, depending on who you ask.
Dan Harmon is a creator.
A comedian?
Producer.
Kind of a genius.
Straight up nerd.
A gregarious, garrulous, gastronomical...
How would Dan describe himself?
Dan?
I don't know. Pass.
I think Dan Harmon would describe himself as indescribable.
He's a little narcissistic. He's got a bit of an ego.
You'd probably say smelly.
Definitely a fat ass.
A troublemaker.
A podcaster.
An alcoholic?
He's probably the first person to say he's self-destructive.
I think Dan would describe himself as a human hand grenade who has a predilection for pulling his own pin out.
I think he'd say he's a writer. I think he'd say that. I think he'd be very simple about it.
Writing. Dave, send the actors down for their season 1 evaluations. Hi, I'm Dan Harmon. I created NBC's Community.
Community is an exploration of people who are sort of on the outskirts of society, who have been given a second chance.
You say guy suddenly just wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah! Why wouldn't we?
There's a running theme in his work that he reaches out to people that aren't used to being reached out to.
And you kind of feel like you're in a secret club if you watch Community, because a lot of the world doesn't even know it's a TV show.
Community's had its ups and downs this year. Its ups were the nights we followed The Office and people left their TVs on by accident. Its downs were the rest of the season.
The show's his baby, so like he wants the show to be perfect.
Dan wears his heart on his chest and he speaks his mind, and it has gotten him into trouble.
He's always striving for perfection, and I think he's harder on himself than anybody else.
You could see that at the end of the 3rd season, that he was really worn down.
So I just wanted to let you know
that Community is moving to 8. What do you mean we're moving to 8? 7 Central. What the fuck is Central? It's the center of the country, you fucking idiot! Oh, fuck you!
Didn't want to go to therapy, and he needed an avenue through which to vent, so he started doing Harmontown, the podcast, at Meltdown Comics.
Ladies and gentlemen, Harmontown is once again in session.
Well, Harmontown is a podcast that they do every week where Dan, Jeff, they kind of just, they'll talk for a while. It's different. It's not just an interview thing.
This is it. We don't prepare.
Dan spent the last 3 years writing for a big network show. There are all these filters that his work has to go through. Like, this is the polar opposite of that.
When you walked into my apartment, you would be knee-high in pizza boxes. There was mannequin legs with pantyhose on them. I was wiping my ass with T-shirts because I wouldn't go buy toilet paper, because I didn't want people at Albertsons to know that Heat Vision and Jack hadn't been picked up for series.
He's got a lot on his mind. and when he talks about it, it's like, you do kind of want a front row seat for that.
Uh-oh. No, I just do that to hope that I come up with something else to say.
This show is very unique in that it's very interactive. The audience is very much a part of the show.
All right, well, I guess let's have a hand for the fellowship of looking forward to The Hobbit.
None of us were the cool kids in high school. Nobody's like the prom king in that audience, unless they went to like an anime school or something.
Let's introduce our dungeon master, Spencer, everyone.
I don't think a lot of people could sit through a staged Dungeons and Dragons. That's crazy.
There's really nothing that's embarrassing in here because we're all admittedly fetishists and nerds and weirdos and lonely and...
I'm kind of hesitant to call this a kink. It's not really a kink. It's not really a fetish. Because I don't get off on it. That's the thing. But
I may.
I can't believe you don't come here every week.
The only boss that Dan respects is the audience, because he just wants to entertain like the people, like the 20, 30 people that are in front of him.
All right. Well, everybody be cool.
So one night in the show, Dan played a voicemail from Chevy Chase.
If you were here right now, I'd kick your teeth out, you alcoholic fat shit. You're gonna live to be about 57 if you're lucky the way you eat. And your writing is getting worse and worse, so suck my cock. You're not funny. You're okay.
After a fan fight to keep it on the air and those now infamous Chevy Chase voicemails, Community is in the headlines again.
It's long been reported that Harmon has clashed with the network, crew, and even some of the actors. But now he has been fired from the show he created.
Chevy, how you feeling about the Dan Harmon stuff?
The what?
Dan Harmon.
Who's that?
For 3 years, I was told, get higher ratings, and I figured out how. I'm gonna go to the networks that have higher ratings, and
On the sixth day, God created writers, but on the seventh day, the devil filled the internet with porn and blogs about blue whales and all kinds of other things to keep you from writing. And takes a lot out of a guy. Being a vessel for God. You know what? My job isn't to write right now. My job is to take a bubble bath. It's my favorite thing in the world. It's my moment to feel like a little baby. It also has little jets in it that you can use to
relax and massage yourself. Rumor has it sometimes you could use to maybe tickle your butthole while you're jerking off in it. But that's just something I heard from on a forum.
I want to ask you a question, just while we have the opportunity. We're going out on this big tour, which is very ambitious. It's a very long, grueling schedule. What do you hope to accomplish by this? Like, is there a goal for you?
Well, Jeff, the thing about writing is you can see online or through Nielsen numbers that people are watching. But what I'd like to do now that I'm between jobs, I thought we could go out there and look into their eyes and see if any of these people are real. Was there an impact there?
But this is a whole track of conversation that I wanted to talk to everybody about tonight, but I don't want to delay our next guest. I think we should bring him up and talk to him about touring. Please welcome to the stage, Patton Oswalt!
Describe to me the tour. What are you doing? Help me help you.
We're leaving on the 10th, heading from Los Angeles to Phoenix.
You're starting the tour. Your first show's going to be in Phoenix.
Pat, I don't know if you know this, but we're traveling with our dungeon master. So Spencer,
definitely go to Phoenix then. Yeah, you guys are like freedom riders in the South in the 60s.
Spencer, you're in deep shit, man.
Yeah.
Also, it's almost every night we're doing a show, and it's going to be January.
What the really?
Yeah,
yeah. Well, there's a good chance that you're going to get to be one of those. What else would he have done?
Yeah. Who knows who would have fired him?
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Well, let's thank Patton Oswalt for coming by.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, everybody, for coming.
You guys have been fantastic for over a year, and now we're going to go out and see how bad it gets.
Do you remember when this is all you had to do to make people happy? Remember when this made you a good person? That's it. That was it. All you had to do. You still had to do something. It was still an accomplishment. I put bubbles on my head. I look like an old man, even though I'm a little baby. And everyone would just applaud and laugh.
That's pretty exciting to me. It's probably not exciting to you because it's an image of a bus. You could probably see one of those on the internet by Googling the word bus, but that's a bus that I rented.
Oh, is this video right now?
Spencer, I'm keeping a private YouTube vlog.
How much writing do you have to do?
I have to do about an 8-hour rewrite on the CBS pilot. They gave me some great notes, and I just have to fly through that script and address those. The Fox thing I'm further behind on. I told them I would give them something Monday. It's Thursday right now.
And they said, or when Neil was doing this to me, he had it to the right of my beard because he said the beard was giving it a lot of scratch and stuff. I don't know.
Right now, tell me all the facts that you know about Spencer.
I know that his beard holds the souls that he eats, and that he draws power from them. But
I know he's a chocoholic. Right?
I know he goes from 0 to bitch in 60 seconds.
He doesn't do Mondays.
I know that it's not a pot belly. It's a fuel tank for a sex machine.
All
right, let's do it one more time.
Should I talk differently or the same?
No, just your personality.
I don't even know what that is. I'm Spencer, and I'm the Dungeon Master.
Hold real still for me.
Is there anything you don't want me to talk about?
Yeah, everything. Just don't talk about me.
I wanted to talk about the day you were born because it's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. When I was born, I had testicles that were larger than they are now. This is my room. It's where I go
to, go on the computer and sleep and hide from the world. This is my dice tube. I used to have more dice, but I gave a lot of them to people, my friends and stuff. I had broken up with a girlfriend and was trying to get my mind off of things, so I turned to the wonderful world of podcasting. And I had the random weird thought, I was like, I might be able to play Dungeons & Dragons if I go to Harmontown. The first time I went to the podcast, they were like, well, we wanted to start playing Dungeons & Dragons.
So is anybody here, is somebody here like a Dungeons & Dragons kind of aficionado? And this one hand shot up, and it was Spencer. Are you willing to come up here for just a second? What is your name?
Spencer.
Spencer, everybody.
Spencer doesn't really like being around people. He doesn't like being around strangers even more than just being around people he even knows. And so to be going up and doing this, it was amazing.
So yeah, we've just been playing Dungeons & Dragons on stage ever since, and it's been kind of crazy. I've gained a lot of followers on Twitter, so.
You do notice flames licking the skins of the dwellings of the gnolls. You can hear the sounds of screaming and shouting. Let's go in and help!
These licking flames remind me a lot of the belt that used to lick my ass.
Wait. Your dad licked your ass?
No, his belt did.
His belt? How do you know it was his belt? It's a magical belt.
Because it was hard and held his pants up.
That's called his dick.
So in Dungeons & Dragons, most of the time you roll a 20-sided dice, and the higher you get, the better you do. So if I rolled one for the tour, we'll see how good it turns out. That's a 3. So there you go. It's gonna suck.
That's the first time we moved.
We're rolling.
We did it. The bus works. The bus works.
Vlog entry, YouTubing it. YouTubing it. Here comes, this is the Wrecking Crew.
YouTubing it.
That's our van that we just found out has also been traveled in by Slayer and Styx.
And Styx.
Carry on, my wayward son. Oh shit, that's Kansas. But we're going to Kansas.
Dan, let's slate. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
To luxury. To no apologies. Gentlemen, let's have a perfect tour.
Perfect tour.
We just got to the hotel in Phoenix. Then the venue is a couple blocks away. I guess we're going to walk there. And I'm a little nervous.
Do you get nervous in LA?
Yeah, a little bit. Differently, though. I mean, this is like, there's so many more unknowns.
I love it. For me, the more unknowns, the better. Dermot Mulrooney! Dermot Mulrooney!
I'm sorry you have to be part of this. Jeff's verbal exercises.
Chandelier! Chandelier!
He doesn't know you can hear him.
Canoga Park!
He's an actor.
Canoga Park! Crib death! Crib death!
The all-important lip stretcher. Crib death.
Pedophilia's an option when you have the gumption.
I think I'm ready to go. I'm loose. God, I'm loose.
Phoenix. First show.
I'm kidding. Thanks for waiting, everybody. How you doing?
Hope we can make these people happy.
So much to talk about. You're our first stop, by the way. I talk. Holy shit, what a
a great city. Phoenix is amazing. You're already starting to sense that I'm forcing that? We have to get a couple things out of the way just for the movie. I'll take it off of your $22 if you see me after. So we need like the slow motion montage, like of me killing it at every venue, and we definitely have to fake that, because it's not gonna happen.
Wait, this sounds like the most dishonest thing in the world.
No, it's
Dan, Harmontown is about being sincere and honest connections with people.
Well, it's basically a real thing, but just imagine that it's the end of the show and like I did really good and just like kind of like slow mo, like reach for me, like you wish you could touch me, like 1, 2, 3, do it, like right, like slow mo.
Wait, hang on. This is all a lie. What kind of movie do you think you're making? Movie of lies. I won't sign off on this, Dan. This is it.
All right, well, whatever. All right, let's stop with the gimmicks.
You were nervous about tonight.
Well, yeah, because clearly you can tell from the photos on the wall that the people who normally perform here, they have actual material. They're doing it in the picture. There's a picture of a lady going like, ah! She's in the middle. She's just finishing explaining like what Jack Nicholson would be like in a drive-through.
That's a bummer. Like, you decided to do this tour and you come out and stand there with a microphone. Like, you feel this onus to live up to Bobby Lee and the guy with the Hawaiian shirt, and
Rachel Dratch, Don Ho, and
Gallagher lady, and
yeah. Yeah, I want people to relax and have a good time. I want to be the reason they were entertained. I think that's what drew me out here. Is I was like, I want something. I want to feel like I do something for a living, and they deserve better. Stop saying you love me. It's a surefire way to lose my respect. I hate myself. Awesome. Thank you. I suck. Yes, I suck. Thank you. But I rule. Shut up. I never knew what I was doing up there the whole time, and I was not in the moment. You know, I just felt like I was drowning.
How?
Because they were going like, "You're off the hook. You can do anything you want," and I didn't know what to do.
Do you think you understand, honestly, like why people enjoy the show? Like, do you understand like
what people get out of it?
What people get out of it? I think Spencer kind of understands where I'm going with this.
Yeah,
Here, like,
it's about the connection. I feel like people see you and you're talking about stuff that they get and you're being funny, but you're also really honest, like stupid honest. Like it's unimaginable. And also, I feel like everyone that's involved is kind of trying to like create this sort of almost like
yes.
Harmontown.
Yes,
like,
exactly. It's this. You've created this thing unknowingly. It will, and you know it, but I don't think you'll get it. I don't think you understand it.
I don't have my ear cam. I'd like to go al fresco tonight. I want to hopscotch away from the way I started Phoenix, and I feel like I need to train myself to be a little more confident.
So have you seen a difference in audiences on the road so far? I know you've just done Phoenix.
It's our second city. Yeah. So I honestly like no, I haven't.
So to me, all of your work is about connecting people and turning a passive audience into an active one. Be it from like the amazing passionate rallies and protests from community fans, and even like Spencer, like just somebody who was in the audience, now a part of the show. Was this always in your head when you're doing these things to like get fans like out of their chairs and producing content?
It's never something that you consciously think. It's just it's a thing that I've always found it makes me happy.
Right.
I definitely like all I want on my deathbed is to think that when I was 40, the people who were 20, that there was a contact
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to see the show. Jeff, it was really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man. Well
yeah.
done.
All right, we'll see you guys out there.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thanks.
We had a great time in Phoenix. We learned some painful lessons, mostly about myself. They were good people in Phoenix. They loved me, and I flung myself onto the sharpened rocks of my own self-hatred.
Dan actually started heckling the audience as well.
It was terrible. I felt awful. But you all listen to the podcast, right?
I think what we found last night, to our surprise, and I think what we're going to find as we go, is that the people that come to the show are going to resemble our hometown crowd.
Pretty much. It's like
there's that misfit quality, and then our eyes meet across the room. It happened with some guy. I think his name was Jesse or something. It was the first guy I came in the door. There was a guy who was like, "Hey," kind of waved at me like I worked with him, and I was like, "Yeah, hey," and I knew I don't work with you, but it's like the different patterns of facial hair and the just lovely, wonderful, an army of nerds. I love it. Like.
You know, we've asked ourselves what the point of Harmontown was. Dan's never really had a good answer for it yet. I think the message is making itself really clear. I think it's that idea of trust, of free fall. Throw yourself out a window. Don't know what's going to happen. Don't look ahead. In this, nothing can go wrong because it's nothing that we're doing.
Did you like the show?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Very cool.
It was great.
Awesome.
I'm gonna stay here. We're not leaving Austin.
Thank you very much.
No
Great show
problem.
tonight.
Thank you.
Great show.
Drive safe. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm also from Milwaukee.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Words might fail to circumscribe the lesson I learned in Phoenix, but
it's a little bit about adapting to a new principle, which I think is.
I thought this was going to be about me getting better and better at doing a show. It's become about me dealing with the fact that I don't need to have one.
No problem.
Great show.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sleep okay? Yeah, a little too well, I guess. I was hoping to get some work done before I got there. I'm in big trouble right now. I'm supposed to be working on my CBS pilot, and then I have a Fox pilot I'm supposed to be writing. And if they saw what I was doing right now instead of writing it, they'd be very upset with me. I should have been done with both of those things far before this tour started. I took work onto the bus with me, and it's torturous. It makes me feel like a little boy that didn't clean his room, and it's awful. But it's what I deserve.
All right, guys, here we go. Quiet, please. Let's roll. Rolling.
And action! I met Dan back in, holy cow, I think it was probably 91. I'm coming! We liked each other's comedy. We would talk about pop culture, talk about Star Wars, talk about just dumb, stupid stuff, and that was the beginning of our writing relationship.
Ben Stiller called me and said that he met these amazing writers, and he wanted me to meet with them to try to develop a TV show. And I said, yeah, that sounds great.
And we were like, if we're gonna do TV, let's write something that only we would like.
And the next thing I knew, they had written this unbelievable masterpiece.
Hello, America. I'm Ben Stiller. I've directed an incredible new action series called Heat Vision and Jack. In it, we follow the adventures of a super intelligent renegade astronaut and his talking motorcycle.
It had everything going for it, but it was just too weird and expensive.
Unfortunately, it ended up being the most expensive pilot ever shot at 20th Century Fox.
Ben? And pilot was not picked up.
After watching our program, chances are you'll spend some time tonight watching one of your favorite primetime shows. But what happens to all those TV contenders that never make it?
The pilot was legendary for a long time. I mean, like, that was a tape that you would try to hunt down to see the pilot for Heat Vision and Jack.
Yeah, it's got a cult following, which I guess is, kind of a nice consolation prize. But it could have been so much more.
So long, Jack Austin.
So long, Sheriff.
It's emotionally devastating. I was wiped out.
We know we did a good product, and it would have worked if it would have gotten a chance.
It was wildly original and inventive, and, two guys saying this is what we think would be a cool show.
After Heat Vision and Jack, it got really dark because it was the first time Hollywood really rejected us. But we just decided that our mantra would always be make the shows you would want to see. And I think that really affected Dan's work.
Knowledge is power, for real.
We only had 56 tickets sold for the show tonight and 172 open, which is a lot. We are flyering.
In like 25-degree weather.
Yeah.
Windy. Take it, Red Island.
Already flying. Do you guys want flyers for a comedy thing? Nope.
Give you a flyer? Thank you. He'll be there.
Your legs aren't cold? My legs are never cold. I don't know why. It's like they're made of wood or something.
Did you bring pants?
I brought one pair of jeans.
Are they magic jeans? Do they have one use? Are you saving them for something?
Oh yeah, they recharge every couple of days, so
When I was a kid, people would tell me, take a shower, you stink, you're a piece of shit. And like one day I took a shower and combed my hair and got on the bus, and all the 8th graders were like, whoa, look at that. Dude, give me skin, man, give me 5. Fucking seriously, man, good job. And I was like, never again, motherfucker. I am going to be a millionaire, and I'm going to smell like a butt.
You've done it.
Yes.
You've accomplished your dream.
Yeah.
As I've known you for a long time. You've gone through a series of fetishes with mannequin legs, nylons on mannequin legs, videos about women under the table popping their shoe off their heel.
Right.
Then you bought the real doll, and we didn't see you for a year.
You see these ads for buy a fake woman made out of this stuff, and you're like, it's the perfect crime. Like I'll take myself off the market. I'll spare all these poor women. I'll spare myself. Like everyone will win. But then 6 months later, it's like the head's falling off, and it's awful. Yeah. Because when do you throw away your $6,000 rubber woman? Awful. Thank God I had an assistant by that time.
What does it say? Silver staff of Silva?
Yeah, Silva. Do you remember that thing that you climbed up out of the hatch with?
Right.
Yeah. So it's a long pole. If you learn that if you tap it against something, it gets longer, and there's a button that you can press on it.
Press that button.
I press the button.
It gets stuck.
What do you mean it gets stuck?
It gets stuck.
Oh, the button does?
Try to unstick it.
I tap the staff on the...
It's stuck.
I try to unstick it.
It can't. It's stuck.
You just said try to unstick it.
Yeah.
Is the button stuck or the stick
No,
is
the
stuck?
stick is stuck. The button's not stuck.
Unstick the stuck.
All right, so I push the button.
It becomes unstuck.
Could you sign this real quick?
Yeah, so Spencer, do you have a marker?
What's up?
She would like to get an autograph.
An autograph?
Great.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
You're okay.
I'm not okay!
You're fine.
Where do you want it?
Anywhere. Anywhere you want to sign it.
2 S's?
Yep.
Is this your wife I'm signing on?
It is.
You bet.
Hello.
Hi. Can I get a large blue?
A large blue and a what?
Book in the back.
Yes.
Can I get a picture with you?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
One, two, two. 1, 1, 2. 1, 2.
Hi.
An actor prepares, I love you.
You seem like you're in a particularly good mood today.
I know, it's weird. I'm very giddy.
Yeah.
In an obnoxious way, right?
Hi! Is that so much? No.
No. I'm gonna make the theme of tonight hubris just because that's what I'm feeling. I got the 5-hour energy in me. I'm feeling like an asshole.
Guess what, everybody? Harmontown is in session.
I gotta own it. I gotta go out and be fucking cocky.
Won't you welcome to the stage the mayor of Harmontown, Dan Harmon! I haven't asked this, Dan. You got 2 new shows in the works.
No, I don't.
Well, you have a CBS show and a Fox show.
I conned 2 giant corporations into giving me a great deal of money. Okay, thank you for all the money, guys. Well, when are you gonna be done with the script, dude? I'm so fast, I'm fucking crazy. It only took me a week to write a Community episode because it had to be done in a week, and I had 20 people helping me. As far as I can remember, I'm a really fast writer. I can't remember past 2.5 years because I'm always high. Let's see, just unbutton my pants, put on the internet. 30 days later, almost finished. Oh, it burns. Oh, the creative process. Hey, it's CBS, guys, it's almost done. What the fuck?
CBS, Dan just made a jerk-off motion, if you're listening on the podcast. He went, stuck his tongue out and made a jerk-off thing.
Dan, it's Christmas time. We agreed to spend this time with Rob and Kate. Do you understand what it's like to be a genius? Do you understand how fucking creative I am? Go have fun. I'm gonna be here trying to write this script. Jesus Christ, it's gonna fucking fade in on me jerking off.
But we're podcasting this show every night. Presumably, somebody at each of those networks is listening to all of this, right? You could get fired before these shows ever get picked up.
That could set a new record, yes, is what you're saying. Yes. I have to be the Chuck Yeager of something, Jeff. Now, it'll be fine. I'm exaggerating. And I'll edit all this out. I went a little overboard with the honesty tonight. It's a little self-destructive.
Oh, that was awesome. Oh. Take these bad boys for a spin.
What's it like to be able to have this platform to go out and interact with your fans?
It's really interesting. You know, when you don't have an act, as I certainly do not, you have to get nervous for a new reason every building you go into. You're never going to feel secure because you don't have an opener. I'm not an improviser. I'm not like one of your little Who's Line friends, you know, your Whoosy Doodles. I have to look at each room and go, okay, what am I going to say to these people for 90 minutes?
Yeah, I just realized I got nothing to talk about here.
The only thing I can do is self-destruct because of my own issues. The audience has not been unkind to us in any of these cities so far.
Can you talk a little bit about your Dungeon Master Spencer's evolution of him from spectator to participant in the show?
It's a mystery to me. This Spencer thing just kind of fell together very, very magically.
I just wanted him up there sitting there because I like being able to go, what do you think about that, Spencer?
Oh, that!
It's been incredible. He's sitting 3 feet from me, so it's a little uncomfortable.
I think it's really interesting. Like, did you anticipate that level of audience excitement with the D&D?
Not at all. No. God, no.
All right, well, let's play Dungeons and Dragons,
Let's
right?
do this.
All right.
They're absolutely and really unironically cheering for rolls of the dice.
It's a critical hit.
Fuck yeah.
Cheering for spells being cast. They're cheering for people pulling out certain weapons.
I swing my far sword as hard as I can at the heart.
Your far sword goes wide, and rather than hitting the heart, it instead strikes a tentacle.
Is that good?
It's better than not hitting anything or hitting yourself in the foot.
It's I'd never anticipated any of that. It's pretty cool. All right, well, it's not our fault. Neil wants this awesome shot of us not carrying a bunch of shit.
I was just wondering.
I can't help it.
I don't care.
It's the shot that we need.
I'm just freezing. I gotta get out of here. Fucking hands are cold. I'm not wearing a sexy multi-coast parka right now.
Harmon.
My girlfriend's calling me. What do I do? Director?
Go to her. Go to her. She needs you?
We'd love the shot. All right. Lucky me
No
that,
drama there.
that the shot didn't involve...
Definitely didn't need your help over here.
Oh.
Just
What?
kidding. You're lucky
The
that
movie's
that shot
about
didn't
you being
involve it.
encumbered?
No.
It
Is
could
the movie
be.
about you walking places?
In point of fact, yes. Almost
I
certainly.
was just asking your help to help move
I know,
things.
I understand, and here I am.
I didn't know that you were doing like a big entrance shot. You can redo it if you'd like. You can
Yeah.
put that around my neck.
We could redo this. 900 people could help you with this.
Well, who that was nearby? I want to get in there and I have to get set up. Yeah, I've been doing the merch, the tour, and like setting it up.
It's a thankless job,
God damn it.
and one that no one asked you to do. It's awesome. And true. In every sense. Bye, baby. It's like in that Tom Hanks produced movie about those Beatle type guys
But do
being
you,
separated.
but do you love me?
I'm waiting for the camera. You have your moments. Yes! It was a bit! Oh no! No! I would make a joke about how she got hit by a car, but then there was that guy who brought me a handwritten letter on bar napkins about how his fiance 3 years ago got killed by a drunk driver and how community helped him repair himself emotionally a little bit. And he just wanted to thank me, but he couldn't get a ticket to the show because it sold out so fast. And I said, buddy, sorry for your loss, but sold out means sold out. Just kidding. Squeezing him in there because I'm the Oprah of ineffectual white people. Hogwarts reference.
Let's do an experiment. Let's get Spencer out here immediately.
All right. We've never done it. Dan, we've never. Hang on, Spencer. Wait till you. Spencer. So Spencer, I heard you did some hash brownie today, man. Is that true? How you
Nobody
doing?
text
I'm doing
Spencer's
great.
parents and tell them he gets high.
Don't call them either.
Oh, Spencer. He had an accident with an edible.
It was on purpose.
But that was at 9 a.m. today, right?
No, I'm fine. Hey!
He's a one-man Burning Man. Yeah.
Spencer seems to have eaten an edible.
You have partaken of a potion that seems to be having a magical effect on you.
Gripped by haziness and lethargy, you reach for the Cheetos. See, I'm fine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he still got it.
One of the guys making the documentary, we were at this Thai food restaurant, and one of them said, "Hey, are you all right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And I said, "Are you going to be able to Dungeon Master tonight?" And he said, "Yeah, give me the name of a monster." And
Should we try that out right now? Let's try a couple.
Yeah.
So, Spencer, anyone from the audience, do you have think of it, not a real monster, make up a new monster. The Tooth Beast. Spencer, the Tooth Beast.
You hear the gnashing and grinding of ivory against ivory.
I'm gonna fucking die. I'm gonna die.
Should I even go on at that point? Are we good?
No, you should. I mean, you could or you couldn't. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna die.
I'm gonna die of happiness. Spencer, disaffected emotional parent monster.
Trying to get her attention, your mother looks over with a lazy, glazed-over look. She seems exhausted, as if the weight of the world rests on her shoulders. You think that this might not be the best time to ask for ice cream.
He's a national treasure.
He's a national treasure whose parents dropped him off at the bus.
I haven't seen the hair down. Look at this shit. He looks like a very successful bass player.
But God love Spencer. Amazing.
How is becoming a national treasure working out for you?
Well, I'm not entirely sure I'm a national treasure.
We're certain.
Well, I appreciate it. But how does it feel, though? It feels very combative because people tell me that, and then I tell them no.
And then they insist. Like
yeah, and then they insist.
What's up, you guys?
Awesome,
Greg.
Just absolutely folks. I know Mark and Jeff sort of. Really?
This was the drop deadline to turn in the final draft of my CBS pilot. They're really starting to make decisions about what stuff to pick up, so.
Can you bring the top end down more? And maybe bring up some of the mid or low? Maybe the mid. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2. Did you finish that shit?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Just now?
Yeah. I think it's pretty good. It's cute.
Is it CBS or Fox?
CBS.
You haven't done the Fox one yet, have you?
But get that done by midday tomorrow, something like that.
Yeah. It's like being in college and like having like an essay to turn in. It's like I'm stressed for you.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say about Spencer. We were in town and he texted me because I broke off from the group and he said.
After the fallout of Heat Vision and Jack, we were, struggling as writers like everybody else, trying to make something work. And then, I guess we were on this list of writers that Comedy Central gave to Sarah Silverman.
I was dazzled by all the ideas Dan sent me, and we ended up writing this pilot together, the three of us, and it was really fun. That was super fun.
Rob and Dan and Sarah all have it's kind of a very twisted, dark sense of humor, which really showed up in the series.
Hey, same car!
Hey, same car!
We got picked up, we started working, and then the fun Dan was less fun.
But I think Dan, when he's writing a show, he wants it to be great, so he can be a little controlling.
Dan doesn't respect authority just because it's authority.
He's a fucking genius when it comes to what his vision is and what he wants done. And if it doesn't get done the way he wants it, he explodes.
I felt like I was walking on eggshells every time I walked in the office. He said stuff that made me feel bad inside. So I just was like, honestly, it's like him or me, because I don't want to feel this way.
Sarah let Dan go. Let him go.
He got fired. Sarah fired him.
It seems that Dan really thought he'd be Larry David to her Seinfeld, but it didn't work out that way.
Yeah, we both had visions for the show. I mean, the truth is, every single thing he wrote was amazing. And that's how bad it had to be that I was willing to give that up. I'm his biggest fan, and I fired him.
Then she said, you have to make a decision, but I want you to stay. And that was a hard time, because when he got fired, I stayed.
Come on down to Harmontown, turn your frown upside down. Pea's yellow, poop is brown. Come on down to Harmontown.
Yeah. It's gonna be a goodie. I like tonight. I got a good feeling.
I get a good feeling, and it makes me feel terrified because I feel very, very comfortable. So it starts to fill me with a Phoenician sense of obligation.
No, tight's good. That's good. All right.
It's great.
I like the idea of making a big deal out of it, like it's some kind of stunt.
Yeah.
Like I'm Jacques Cousteau.
Put a light on it. We should put a headlamp on his head.
Music City.
Cheers.
According to Joseph Campbell, it's either tonight or the next stop where we cross a threshold. So, and that we don't know what that means. It could be anything. So the big question is, what has been being shouted at us by God that we've been ignoring? I'll tell you one threshold we're definitely crossing tonight. I love doing this. I wish I did not have writing work to do. I wish I wasn't a writer. I wish this is what I really did. I would love another drink.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff.
Yeah. Yes, Dan?
I talked to a guy. He brought moonshine with him, and I thought he could come up and give me a taste of moonshine on stage.
That sounds awesomely illegal. Let's bring him up.
Comes in a jar. You have to drink it out of a jar.
Do I drink the whole jar? Is that?
No, you. That'd be a very different Harmontown.
No, be careful. Be careful, stop
Well, I'm proud to be from Nashville, in the birth of the music scene. I'm drinking white lightning thunder, and you know my mother knows what you mean. I got Elvis on the left side, got the Beatles on the right.
Yeah, I gasped a little bit because you kept. Have you ever drinking moonshine before?
No.
It's good. The second sip tastes better than the third.
Yeah.
Wait.
No, it's like you know what it tastes like, and I don't mean to
I tell you, it tastes like a fight with my girlfriend. It tastes like tonight Erin and I are gonna have a fight.
No, you could probably run your car on this.
So they're off stage. D&D begins.
Time to bring up our dungeon master, Spencer Crittenden. Bring him up. Kathy, Dan's girlfriend, Maureen Sedana, Erin.
Do you remember D&D though?
No.
Can you fly? You're a wizard, right?
A lizard?
A wizard.
I'm sorry, Dad. I've had a lot to drink.
Well,
Can you grab your moonshine? Can I take your moonshine?
Oh God.
Pretty hard, man.
All right, Dan, this is where we left off.
Dan, are you okay? Yeah.
I just remembered that this happened. I'm so embarrassed. Like, what? Do we lift it for the podcast listener, or what?
Let me keep working the crowd. I'm sorry.
What's your name?
Haley.
Haley. How do you know when you're finished? All right. Yeah. You need some help.
Dan, it seems like you're afraid of human connection right now.
What's your name?
Matt.
Matt. I don't think so.
I feel like you're glossing
Working the crowd.
You're glossing over real humanity out there, Dan.
What's your name?
Jonathan.
These poor people in Nashville just watched a guy like just drink himself into oblivion. It's not fair.
Holy shit, that moonshine fucked me up bad.
I apologize, everybody, honestly. All your money will be sitting in a pile. You can just take whatever you thought tonight cost you.
I mean, either my job is to get that drunk and be really entertaining, like either I'm John Belushi or like I'm unprofessional, you know? And I don't think I have it in me to be John Belushi.
Self-ridicule and of the station. I can't take it no more. I feel like a bad person. Oh shit. It's terrible watching this happen. Upside down, bitch.
Just revising history. If you were in the Nashville audience, you know a secret. You know that man can fail. I'll allow myself to stay deluded and think that people that were at the show had a good time, but it felt like a warning shot over my personal shoulder. Like I don't want to be guilty of doing that again. I think you owe people who make a 5-hour drive a certain something personalized, something real. Last night in Nashville, the episode is only just being uploaded. I almost hope none of you heard it. Control was lost. Things broke down. My drinking was unforgivable. And I want to start with this confession to you. As an editor of Harmontown, I have never made more shame-based edits. I was editing things because I was like, I sound like a monster. I sound like and I don't want anyone or their mother to hear it. All right, maybe we could solicit somebody's help. Like, I need to form a relationship with the audience everywhere I go. So I want somebody to tell me, like I'm gonna close my eyes. Who had?
Let's all leave.
I would notice.
All right, who is in the most pain tonight? Like the most devastating, maybe not physical, maybe emotional.
A hand went back up there.
Would you be willing to come up and talk to us? We never bully anybody. Would you be? It's okay to say no.
I have a situation called alcoholism.
All right. Me
And
too.
I was just really hoping that Dan Harmon would make me a drink.
That's not the cure for alcoholism.
Eddie, what are you most afraid of?
Being a failure.
Oh, I would have said spiders. You're just a badass with spiders?
I'm okay with spiders. I hate snakes, though.
Okay, snakes and being a failure.
Megan, what's up with you?
I work in an office and I don't get along with anybody there. So
What's keeping you from connecting with people?
That's good.
I'm not a very nice person.
My parents got divorced like 4 years ago, which, I was surprised by. Like, it usually doesn't happen that much later in a person's life.
I remember my dad trying to talk to me about our parents' separation and me getting so embarrassed.
My dad doesn't even talk about that sort of stuff or anything real, for that matter.
All right, Maya, what's your biggest ambition? What's your biggest dream? Well, that puts you on the spot, doesn't it?
It happened.
Oh, you're like me. You've lived your dreams. Like, I had a TV show. I got fired from it. They finally caught up. I wasn't fishing for that. I wasn't fishing for that. Stop it. It's not what I... Mommy, why did NBC fire me?
Snakes!
Snakes! No! Oh, well, that explains everything. We're not so different, Eddie Geller.
These Harmonians, they've all been around for a great long time, feeling pent up and ashamed and disconnected.
They're just a bunch of people that really want to like each other because they sense that kindred spirit. We know what a Harmonian is now. We know that no matter what city you go to, no matter what job they occupy, we know that a Harmonian is a nerd full of love. And so, what do you do with that?
Best fucking room in the world.
Whoa! Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Sudeikis is here.
So when a new political figure comes on the scene and you kind of look like that person, is it like the greatest day of your life? Where you're like, oh, I fucking got Biden.
I mean, it's a long way from, just Chevy Chase just going out there and falling down, or like
Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, we'll never
playing
get back there again.
Jimmy Kurt. No.
By the way, can I tell
Oh, that's right. You know him.
I texted him, I'm doing my show in Brooklyn tomorrow night. Are you in New York? And 3 hours later, he texted back the word country.
How do you spell it? He does have a voicemail, right?
Hi, this is the stand-in for Chevy Chase. At the tone, please record your message.
Joe Biden leaves a message.
Hang up or press
Joe Biden message.
Hey, Chevy, it's Joe Biden, Vice President. I just want to say we thank you for being a great patriot and have fun in the country. We hope the country you always want to go back to, though, is America.
All right, there we go. Joe Biden. It's a pretty low-stakes prank. We're not exactly the Jerky Boys.
Also, he has your phone number in his phone.
Yeah, that's true. Also, I forgot. Yeah. It's not going to say Joe Biden.
It's not exactly the perfect crime.
It's going to say fat alcoholic asshole or whatever he has me in his phone.
Should we bring up Spencer at this point, Dan?
Yeah, let's bring Spencer up. Jason has no idea. He's never heard the show. He doesn't know. Standing ovation for Spencer. I wasn't asking for it, I was recording it. Spencer is our dungeon master. He plays Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, great. After facing down a nigh-naked foe with a wicked whip, the party gained access to a room full of lockers. They found treasure from a loot of charming, to some beads of force, to some magic arrows. Using a magical staff they found, the party ascended through some sort of hatch in the floor.
I fire a single arrow. I use all of my focus, and and also I'm really beautiful while I'm doing it.
At this point, you've accrued many magical arrows. So which one? You got non-lethal arrows, good aligned arrows, sleep arrows,
You
or
have
V
this
arrows.
memorized? I don't really understand what's happening.
I'm a dungeon master.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Oh, shit! I'll take his high fives. I'll take all of his high fives. Yeah!
Give him half.
Oh.
Give him half of the high fives.
Here, those are from those guys.
There you go,
He had your guys' weapons and names memorized.
But also, and he remembers it all, and he writes it all down.
It's amazing.
I did not know this. A friend of his said, you know, that the day he came, he'd been listening to your podcast, and he said, you know, I want to see Harmontown because I really feel like I should play Dungeons and Dragons with Dan Harmon. He came to the show with the intent of meeting him and doing D&D with him.
That's incredible.
Gonna do a low stakes, gentle stage dive. Just gonna go up to the edge and make it come alive. Gonna crawl like a little dog paddle. Gonna just go out there. It's gonna be like a raffle. Like, they're very, very careful. They're very careful. Everyone's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. Come on down to Harmontown. Turn that frown upside down. Wait, I gotta go backwards. It's brown. Come on down to Harmontown. Space cosmos, sea of humanity. Rockin' Brooklyn, I want to do reality. Fuck your mama, fuck your daddy, fuck your dad. Holy shit, I feel like Saddam in Baghdad. Worshiping me, worship my
Dan had never floated before in a crowd. It's a really exhilarating feeling. And it's a perfect metaphor for what this is. It's just, he's a giant, rich, hairy toddler. He smells, he's got BO from the bus. Just going, can you guys that paid $23, could you just carry me around the room with your love? That's insane. He could do no wrong.
That's a transformative feeling. Like it's like a trust exercise. It's like it was fucking people holding you up. And they're all nerds, you know? They all failed gym. Holy shit. Amazing.
Dan has been on such an immense high. There's so many people who came out, were so kind and so responsive and so loving, and
I love you and thank you so much because
He is giving hope to all of us who are self-destructive and who are depressed and who are anxious and who don't fit into normal society, and makes us not feel alone.
See you at the bar.
I just really want to thank you for, especially Abed. I was diagnosed with Asperger's like about a year before the show came out.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I
I
mean,
can't hug you for that.
it's not an easy diagnosis to score, man.
You helped me stand up for myself, and I never wanted to say that to you directly because I'm a chicken shit.
Every hero gets what they want, but the big question is, what do you do with it? You got where you thought you wanted to go, but so what?
Dreams come true! Dreams come true in Brooklyn!
Community's a wonderful show. He's a tortured genius and a wonderful eye for talent, for DMs. Like,
Take care.
Spencer signed my D20.
Can you take a picture of us and Spencer?
Yeah.
Radical.
Want me in the middle or?
In the middle.
Okay.
Spencer, I love you. You're the greatest.
Thanks.
All right.
What's your name? Chris, nice to meet you, Chris.
I love your DM style. It's very fantastic.
Teachers love you. It's just gonna blow down to me because you guys are being the shit out.
You wrote a Tumblr post a few days ago that got a lot of attention.
Oh, yeah.
And in it, you kind of identified yourself as an introvert. Do you think that this tour has helped you socially, or has it hindered you? Has it hurt you?
I think most of the essence of it is that I don't make small talk very well, but I've kind of had to because people just stand near you.
The picture that you painted in that post of what it's like after the shows, it's not something that I was like, oh, sign me up. I'd love to do that. You know?
Yeah. I'm not someone who smiles very often, like at all. It doesn't mean I'm not happy, I just don't smile. Initially, every time people would ask me for signatures and stuff and for pictures, it would make me really happy, and so it would be genuine. But at some point, I noticed that when people would approach me and say hi to me, I'd just like put on a smile. I wasn't compelled to smile, but did it anyway because it seemed like the right thing to do in the context. And this whole trip is trying for everyone on some level, and it's also a very public situation, so it just kind of amplifies all of that energy.
Hello.
Hey, Dan, I have the studio and network ready for the notes call, if you're ready.
I'm all set, thanks.
Hello?
Oh, hey guys.
How are ya?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Well, we really enjoyed the script,
Oh, great. It's great to hear.
but of course we have comments, so we'll share them. The first thing is super small. On page 2, we just wanted some short description of Tammy.
Great.
And when Fender is sort of trying to tell him, you know, oh, okay, I did it with your mom, it just seems like, I don't know. It was just weird.
Okay.
On 43, we didn't know what an urban zing was. Is that a thing?
Jack wasn't actually trying to say anything about her mom. He
Oh,
was.
so it's sort of like a your mother kind of thing?
Yeah.
We didn't get that. On 45, on 48, small thing. On 52, 54, it's just the tiniest note ever.
Got it.
And then the last thing, when he starts singing the song, we just didn't get why this act on his part would turn her.
Yo.
Like, why would that show her why she should stay?
Right, got it.
So that's all we got.
Okay, great.
Hurry up.
When do you need this, guys?
Can you do it now?
Stay up all night if you have to, and get us something tomorrow.
Yeah, I get the message.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Dan. Bye.
Yes, I'll get started immediately. Right after I go to a show.
Yes. Anytime you're ready, Hosni.
All right. Chevy's barely in this one. Hooray!
I'm not in it at all. We thought you were talking about your index finger.
All right, cold open, fade in, anthropology classroom. The classroom is in full for final.
Dan and I went through a valley where we weren't talking to each other for a year. But I knew he was doing something with Sony and NBC, and more often than not, these things never go anywhere.
I went through a lot of ups and downs and things, and I just kept writing pilots, and eventually one stuck, and that was Community.
You're lucky, Jeff. It's not too late for you. Have a family. Share your life. Pierce, who did you call last week after you farted on Vaughn? You.
And who did Abed call after that squirrel stole his hot dog?
Me.
That's sharing your life. If you have friends, you have family.
If you look at Community, it is full of hope, and it is full of people like in real life who are broken, who are trying to do better.
And I think that speaks to a lot of people who sometimes feel overlooked or lost, that you can really create some kind of community.
Probably most of our favorite person, Dan Harmon.
When I pitched the show, I was pitching the story of a guy who, like me, had gone to community college. I was pitching a very meta story about an asshole that learned to love strangers.
There has been this dialogue and this love letter between our fans and our show because they're the ones who have kept us afloat for many seasons.
Season 3 was a bit of a heartbreak for a lot of us that worked on Community because it was the first time that we were snatched off the air.
What was that period like, sort of, when you didn't know when these episodes were going to come on?
It's inconceivable to say this and believe it, but I started drinking more.
Our show's always been pretty chaotic, and the end of season 3 was not the first time on the show that we didn't have a script.
He's working for a business at the end of the day. Like, it's a business.
I think it's to people who work above me. Yeah. I am a liability that isn't worth the benefit. So
what does that mean?
Low-rated show that's not generating much revenue.
Well, let me ask you: Did you see it coming that you were going to be fired?
I always joked about it.
Yeah.
Maybe they got the idea from me.
It was stressful, and when everything happened, it was hard. It was very hard for everyone.
I could imagine that creating these characters and then not being able to see them on their way would probably be devastating. And he might have felt like he had let himself and everybody else down.
Why do you do this to people? Why do you hurt them? Why do you let them count on you and then let them down? I can't stay mad at you.
So Alex, Dan and Erin were about to talk about a little spat they had today, which I know nothing about. Maybe you could counsel them right now through this. Maybe you could mediate through this crisis.
Yeah, well, that's not a bad idea. To hear about it.
So I was talking to two fans about glass blowing, foregoing the opportunity to write a TV show, being a hero, really.
Right, of course.
My girlfriend comes up to me and she says, I don't know if you wanted to go or if you don't want to go, but the van's leaving.
I was also listening to them about glass and the lightning striking the sand and that making these big branches of glass and things. It was cool. And I was tired, so I was like, oh, well, I'm going to let Dan know that I'm going to go. Maybe he'll want to go too.
And she goes like, well, the van there's another van, the van, and I don't care. I'm talking to guys about glass blowing.
And you love glass blowing.
I did that night. Really think about it. My first question was, do you just take a bunch of sand and heat it up? Does it turn into glass? The answer is no, Jeff.
Well, Dan's big thing is don't tell me what to do. You can't tell Dan what to do. You can't tell what Dan what to do. You can, but it can get pretty fucking uncomfortable.
So then what happened, the thing that really causes the fight is the tour manager comes up to me and says, hey, Dan, so there's a van leaving now, and there's a van leaving in 15 minutes. Which one do you want to be on? And when I see him telling it to Erin, I was going, huh? You hear how easy that is?
It's rude.
Yeah, well, fuck you guys.
And then I went back to the hotel room, and I was crying in the bathroom.
I would have been up here tonight teaching motherfuckers how to blow a bottle out of dirt.
He has the ability to really perfectly, succinctly word things that cut right through you.
It escalated from there, and Dan tore me a real good one. He said a lot of mean things to me, including the C word. It made me feel pretty worthless.
Okay, so by
in a roundabout
applause,
way-
by applause, should they break up or stay together?
We're staying together no matter what. That's the problem. I'm never gonna leave her, and if she leaves me, I'll kill myself.
Before you did the tour, did you consider the implications that even just the stress of being on the road might have on your relationship?
I mean, it makes total sense. Like my dad, who's a preacher, when we were growing up, he would not be around sometimes because he would be at someone's house praying with them, or he would be staying after church. And I remember like feeling really jealous. So I was like, gosh, if I was a stranger, I feel like he would give me more attention right now. This tour is Harmontown. So it's about him. Everyone's focus is on him. So he is also just totally focused on him. So if I'm upset about something, like it really is just my problem.
Oh my God, this is Harmontown!
Let's hear it one more time from the mayor, Mr. Dan.
Again, if you bought anything, I will sign it. I won't leave until every last fucking scrap of your shit is signed. That's my curse and my gift. I love you all. Thank you, Arlington.
I told 300 people that you called me a cunt, and now thousands.
Yeah, that was the best you could do. Like that hot button makes them go.
That was not the best I could do. I could have said more. I didn't say everything.
Well, bring it.
No.
Tell them.
There's no point. No, there's no point.
Well, what did I say that was so bad?
It's not what you said. It was some things that you did.
Yeah. No, you would say, yeah.
Not necessary. More nuanced.
I definitely tend to relive the same relationship cycle over and over again. I think my mom probably formed my opinions about women. Everyone's mom is the first woman they meet and their dad's the first man, so you're like, okay, here's how men and women interact. My dad would hit us with a belt if we had like a felony offense. My mom handled the misdemeanor offenses with more just kind of spontaneous slaps across the face. My only recourse in that household were some of the craziest people there were. And I catch myself being incredibly like abusive to Erin, like verbally and emotionally, like when she starts to remind me of my mom, like the idea of now she's got notes on my behavior. There's always a new way for me to improve the way I deal with her. And I turn into this, if I've had enough drinks in me, I can turn into a like bone-chillingly dispassionate Hannibal Lecter, Kevin Spacey in Seven.
I shift into this persona that is sociopathically kind of gleeful at the kind of like disconnection that I feel. You know what I mean? Like I
Is that what she was talking about last night? And she said, "Not what you said, it's what you did."
Yeah. Yeah. Because you can feel that I'm looking at someone like they're an insect, you know? Like I turn everything off.
There's no conscientiousness like standing between me and saying something with the direct intent of like humbling someone.
The abuse is in the behavior. It's the glare and the just flaunting like the fact that I don't feel anything.
You said backstage something about the idea that like you like the tears as a part when you're in that mode.
When I'm way overboard, yeah.
When she finally starts to cry, and then I feel something inside me that goes, ugh, delicious tears. Jackpot.
Put them on a cupcake. Cry until you can't anymore, then.
Sorry, I probably went a little overboard, honey. Let's think twice before we give me an adjustment.
You actually enjoy it, or like did you actually feel pleasure from that?
It's all about defensiveness. It's about being threatened. You become. If I'm a child and I feel like my mommy is trying to get away with something coming at me, like I need to win. I need to defeat. I need to defend myself.
I don't want anyone to have to deal with the fact that I sometimes can be incredibly cruel. Over the last 20 years, I have begged and pleaded every expert I could find to flip the switch and make me never ever do that to another human being again. I want to be the activated, healthy version of myself. I want my cathexes to be stripped away. I want what remains to be someone capable of changing the world. And more importantly, I want to remove this part of me that can do so much damage to the most important people in my life.
Yeah, go ahead.
I gotta hit the merch table.
Well, that was weightless, right? They got their money's worth. I can't think of anything that I have left that I have to hide from people that I'm doing a show for.
All this honesty, all of this talking about turn-ons and turn-offs and pet peeves and kinks. What is that? Why is that important? What's the best you could hope for when you're doing that? Knowing that you're a dick doesn't make it okay. It's wonderful. It's a beautiful thing to see a dick admit he's a dick. It's fantastic because it's usually followed by someone not being a dick anymore. Someone growing up. But now we have this new thing in our society with ear cameras and blogs and tweets and reality shows and no wars. We have 250 million man-children figuring out what makes them a dick and celebrating it, and nobody growing up and not being a dick anymore. I don't get to be a hero anymore. I have to deal with the fact that I've gotten everything that I want. I have to grow up. I have to be a grown-up.
I need to jump onto this pilot and complete it in time to, I'm already kind of fucked, but if I can get them something, I might still have a chance of being one of the candidates. This is something that I could probably get Erin's help with. And it'll help me to talk to somebody else, and she might enjoy that.
Next note is when he kind of lays into her in this final big monologue, and he says, "Bad news, you well-organized judgmental cyborg types that manipulate people to get everything they want, you don't tend to create much of anything. So you'll always need people like me. Great news, though, you get to have everything else." And their question was, what does he mean by everything else? And I said, cars and houses and success and power. You get to have everything but creativity.
So can you list those things?
Money, power, control, private islands. Or you hunt humans for sport. All right, done with that. Okay, last note is actually probably the toughest of the bunch. Jack starts singing the song. Why would this act on his part turn her?
What if he says to her, like, you can't turn your back on your passion, on your art form?
Yeah, she needs to say...
She says, well, like you did.
Yeah. That means he'll change, right? Then there's an announcement for the bus. She stands up, looks down at him. You're not going to change, Jack. Dad. That's your whole deal, right? You don't change for anybody. You get to have your integrity, and everyone else gets to have everything else. See ya. She starts to walk away. And that means he'll change.
Yeah.
It means he's capable.
Depending on where you put thresholds and calls to adventure and whatnot, we're closer to the end than the beginning. Also, I've been struggling with an epic realization that I am the villain of this story. And if that's the case, I think that Spencer Crittenden, my own dungeon master, may be the hero. He's certainly a hero. He has been plucked from the security of his parents' basement and whisked across a threshold into a strange land to which he has adapted, going down a road of trials, dealing with drunk dicks and adoring fans. He's met with the goddess of unconditional appreciation, and all of this has only caused him to realize how alone he will always be. It's very heroic sounding stuff, much more heroic than me, which makes me realize that I must kill Spencer, or he must kill me. So, Spencer, if you're watching, prepare to be destroyed.
You're saying story structure-wise, he's on a journey. He's meeting the outside world. He's coming to grips with other people and what that means about him. So we're going to find out that he's the hero of this, like...
And that makes me like Jafar.
You know, yeah.
I didn't mean to say it like Christopher Walken, but...
It's Jafar.
Yeah, that makes me like Jafar.
Yeah, to his Aladdin.
You seemed a little sad in your blog.
I just get depressed. I mean, I've always got depressed when nothing happens, when everything's happened, when good stuff happens, when bad stuff happens.
You said everyone could appreciate me, but no one can understand me. Like that realization, it given me full permission to be who I am.
Yeah.
And then you're like, but who I am is still alone.
I think that it's just personal relationships seem to be the most important. But I don't have very many.
I'm just saying, like, people want you to be who you are. You're a hero to them because of your incorruptibility. They like what they see. They've liked what they've seen for a long time. Everybody that I've ever talked to since the first time we had you up on stage was going like, do you realize what you have here? Like, what how did this happen? It was like magic, you know? By going limp and letting shit happen, like, the show was open to this guy that wanted to dungeon master being our dungeon master.
Here's the thing that I think saves me every time, and that I think saves all the people out there. Like, I truly believe about myself and about every single person in that audience that they want other people to be happy. You can be selfishly motivated, that's ego-driven, but that's as good as ego-driven gets, is when you go,
I want to be the guy who makes people happy.
good job, baby. Everything's gonna be fine.
Hi. Hi.
Well, that's it. This is the moment when it really sinks in that we're done, and that we did it. We did a little tour.
All right, Harmon, I think it's time to bring this train right into the station.
And talk about what we learned?
So
so sad.
It's a bummer. Have we grown at all as people?
I think we have. I know I have, you guys. From this one show that I've joined you on.
The show, it just dissolves and everybody's the show. Like, we prove there's no show, and then the audience embraces that there's no show, and the show gets to become this crock-pot of weird ingredients that happen to be there that night. It's kind of marvelous to me, like, in the sense that I marvel at what goes on and how completely different it is every time.
As I close down the show, I wonder how to grow in Harmontown, where P is yellow and poop is brown. I see a sea of hands across this bay and land, reaching out for Harmontown. I see Brooklyn coming at me with style. I love everyone here. I see their eyes and their smiles, and I just want to reach out to them and welcome them to Harmontown.
That's it. I mean, we're pretty much done now. It's almost like a new start. That sounds pretty contrived, but that's really how I feel about it.
Honestly, no joke, getting to know you is my favorite part of this tour.
That's so awesome, man.
And I really can't imagine Harmontown without you in it. You're a centering force. You're the world's narrator.
You're okay. You too, man.
When people come up and go, I was sitting in my apartment surrounded by pizza boxes and mannequin legs of my own. I thought there was something wrong with me. My next door neighbor didn't like me. I felt like every time I opened my mouth, I had to lie because I don't like what's inside of me. And then I heard your podcast or I saw your TV show, and something about it made me feel like I didn't have to be ashamed of myself anymore. And it's made me more able to express myself, and it's made me able to do what you're doing, which is find other people who don't mind what I'm saying.
We did it, America!
See you soon, buddy.
Yeah, man. A couple days, right?
Can I get a Dan Harmon hug too?
Sure.
Oh, thanks for everything.
They grow on trees.
I feel like I'm never gonna get the chance to do this again. I mean, it's not every day that someone who's rich and famous pulls you out of obscurity and just lifts you up on a pedestal. People imagine themselves being rock stars so they could have a life like this. And all I had to do was be a nerd as a child. Hello? Hey, I'm home. Did you miss me?
Oh, of course. The great Spencer.
I hope that I'll approach life differently, after this whole thing. I don't think people are really as aware of our mistakes as we are, and we just think and live in fear that everyone's judging us, but they're just doing their own shit and worrying about that everyone's judging them. So in light of that, it's like I don't have to worry about myself as much because people just kind of enjoy what I'm about. I mean, I very much hope that I can apply what I've learned to the rest of my life. But I don't know, I'm a pretty stubborn person.
We're back in my bed, back with my kitty, who I missed very much.
So, now that it's all over, tell me what you learned.
I tried too hard for an audience that wanted me to just exist. I have just been drunk for an audience that didn't mind. I came clean as much as I had dirt left. There's not much more to me than a guy that just wants people to like him. I learned that I have effects on people. I have effects on strangers that admire me. I have effects on 23-year-old dungeon masters whose lives are not yet fully formed and therefore could be sucked into the gravity of mine. That's a good thing for a guy like me to be able to have effects on people. And that means that it's up to me, 40 years old, I have to become responsible. And I can move on to whatever the next step is.
They raised the stage here at Meltdown. It's not just because I got my job back. I'm not floating.
I'm on Community. I'm on Community.
Do you need him on set?
Superstar's gotta go away. It's too good for us now.
We knew you when you were nobody.
Son of a bitch.
Let's go on a bell and let's roll. All right, here we go. Yeah. Please. Ready and action.
What do you think happens after you die?
I don't know.
You're lucky.
All right, cut that very good.
Cut.
Guys, that's a picture wrap on Spencer.
All that matters at the end of it all is the content on the screen for these 13 episodes. Doesn't matter what time slot we have, doesn't matter what our ratings are. I have to just work and make the show good. For me, it's a way of reaching out, touching people, making them happy. And that's the best kind of therapy I could get.